Let's talk about results you achieved. You mentioned employee retention going from 22% turnover down to 2%. That's pretty dramatic. What do you think was the single biggest driver of that change?
Uh, I don't think there was one big driver. We did loads of work on this. We knew that getting our teams engaged in what we needed to do was the key to success. And the fact that 22% of our people wanted to leave the business in a given time frame, we knew wasn't going to be good enough. So we did loads of stuff. I mean, let's start with some of the big stuff. Clarity around the leadership team, what their role was both as leaders and as managers.
Okay, but when you say the leadership team, are you talking about frontline supervision, like plant management, or executive level?
Good question. Site level leadership. So I lead the leadership team here in Manchester. We create much more clarity around the purpose of that team. We sort of broke down the difference between some of the stuff that you have to do to manage your function and manage the day to day, and then what is it that you need to do to lead the site. So working on the business or working in the business is the language we use, and we've got dedicated meetings where we're working on the business. So that could be anything from engagement, communication. It might be around the lean operating model. There's all sorts of things that we're doing that are working on our systems to make them better, not just in our systems to keep that handle turning. So leadership team's the starting point, right? Get that shaped, make sure everyone's clear on their role there. A really strong communication plan. Something I heard fairly early when I joined was communication is poor. So we came up with a proper communication plan, which has got different avenues of communication, one way and two way. So we make sure we're getting the feedback as well, getting people so that they're listening, taking action on some of the things that we're hearing is good. We then did a lot on leadership training at all levels of the business. So all people leaders, some people in many organizations, and this one was the same, some people have been promoted from within a team to running the team. They've not been given any training on how to lead a team. They've just been very good at what they did, and they're good people, but they haven't really been given the best chance. So we did some internal training, comes across in various different things. It goes from everything from what does a good one-to-one look like? What does a good appraisal review at the end of the year look like? How do you have a difficult or a productive conversation if somebody's not performing? How do you give recognition well? How do you coach, and what do good coaching questions look like? And then we really went quite hard on one-to-ones. So I'm a big believer that if you have regular one-to-ones with every member of your team, and this includes operating staff as well, so people who are working on the lines building product, they need one-to-ones every month. They need to have voices heard. They need to raise concerns. They need to be given some feedback. So we really did a lot of work on this, and it was amazing how much we thought it was okay. When you start really getting into the nuts and bolts of it, it wasn't. They weren't happening, or they weren't being effective when they were happening. So we created some structure and some templates, and we trained people, and we really spent a lot of time working on that as well. That was a big deal.
All right, hold on. Let me explore that a little bit because that's very interesting. First question: when you got there, you had your site leadership team. Is the original team still there, or was there a change out of personnel? Or
There's been some changes. Yeah, not everyone's on the leadership team that were here when I joined, but also there's been some clarity around what it is that we should be doing.